All right, looks like we are live. Hello and welcome everyone to another episode of Market Trading. I am your host, Vays. There we go. We got some light. Nah, background's wrong. We're rallying, we're bouncing. Let me change that background real quick for you. This was last night's background. Last night, everyone was panicking. Choose visual background. Let's do. Oh, I should have one that sort of moves. Maybe not. All right, I'm going to stick to these for a little while. Where are we going to be today? You know what the crazy thing is? Like before the whole Russia-Ukraine situation, I had a Ukrainian background, but also a Russian background. I've had them both. So I was going to take that out of context. There we go. I thought I had one with like some animation. Like I have the green one with some animation, but we're not there yet. Money's still burning though. All right, we'll do it. I haven't used these backgrounds in forever. Right, this city is a little hard to name though. It doesn't have too many landmarks, but if you can name the city, go for it. I gotta tweet out my backgrounds again. I don't know. Well, I'll do it. I'll do it one of these days. This one's my favorite. This is the moon background's my favorite. It's kind of where you want to be right now with all the insane politics that is going on. Yeah, we'll stick with this one. Okay. Yeah, Miami. That was Miami. Can you please take a look at Clean Spark? No, I think I looked at that one not that long ago. Okay, let's go to the charts. Now that people have joined, how many live viewers we got this morning? Hey, we're almost at 200. And where am I buying the dip shirt? Bam. I think you guys saw that. I couldn't see what you guys saw. Yeah, there it is. Buy the dip. Now I can see what you guys see. Okay, charts. Chart time. Let's go real bird's eye view. The real bird's eye view has not really changed. I was really hoping to avoid 20,000, but we're still in this realm of probably slowly going up. I'm leaning now towards the pink side, where we'll barely smidge out 40,000 by the time the halving rolls around. And then we're going to dip again down to 30,000. And then everyone's going to presume Bitcoin is dead. And we may even get stuck under 50,000 all the way into 2025. And then in 25, we're going to, quadruple. That could be something to keep an eye on. Weekly chart. Our weekly chart is on the verge of hitting a lucid SAR. That lucid SAR is going to be significantly higher coming up. I really need to redo that code on the lucid SARs. I really need my own SAR. We are likely to break it next week unless we rally hard right off of this. Let me close this. Nah, didn't really help. Let me close this. There we go. That's better. Okay. So anything on the weekly oscillators? RSI is still bullish. We don't have a weekly RSI problem. MACD is still bullish. We don't have a weekly MACD problem. CMF is still bullish. Like, we don't have a problem on the oscillators, guys. We're looking good on the oscillators on a weekly scale. What about our 4-day? Our 4-day is our Consensio chart. It's the one we're using for allocation. The funding rate is not great on a 4-day chart. It still has not flipped over. This has been like the most dragged out bear market we've ever seen since 2017, where this data started coming in. What about the RSI on a 4-day chart? Well, same thing. The RSI still looks good. MACD, the MACD is a problem. The MACD has crossed over. That's no good. That indicates a bearish trade. And the CMF is still looking very, very good. So we're not looking that bad on a 4-day chart. We are right at support. I will wait until this candle is coming to an end before making any decisions. Ideally, I would watch this reversal happen and pick up and double down, I'd say, on my Bitcoin position once the short term crosses the intermediate term. I would love to see them all stack and start properly rising off of these levels. That would make me comfortable in entering an 80% position. And then once we start breaking, say, 22, 23,000, it can be a 100% position. The daily chart was looking good a few minutes earlier. The stock market is about to open. So shit's about to get real. Today's Friday. And today's a very important day to see how this plays out. I can tell you what I want to see. I want to see us close as a hammer candle. For those that are not familiar with what a hammer candle is, Vays.com, there is some affiliates on the page that you can always check out. But if you go to Learn Trading, it's a free section. I have a nice cheat sheet for candlesticks. The candle you are looking for is a hammer candle. This hammer candle doesn't have to be green. It can be red. That doesn't matter. Okay. For more on candles, there is going to be a bunch of tutorials here. Everything starts with candlesticks, different types of candles. Let's see where this link takes us. Haven't used these links in forever. It takes you to an educational page on stockcharts.com. Stockcharts.com was the only educational resource back, 20 years ago. Well, 21 years ago now. I'm getting older, maybe even 22. Identifying support and resistance is topic 2. But that's, yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay, that's still the same topic. So more links to candlesticks. And there's additional PDFs here. Introduction to candlesticks, 19 pages. Seems reasonable, not that long. One day I'll write up a proper document of my own. There's something here. I don't even know if they still exist. 22 pages, everything you need to know about candlesticks. Good resource. And one more. Let's see where it takes us. I'm really curious. I wrote this like 5 years ago. 14 pages. There are like 300-page books, but I wanted to spare you guys. So there you go. Bunch of good resources right there. So we're talking about the hammer candle. That's the candle I want to see. Really important candle to help you identify a reversal in the market. In order to get a hammer candle, also if we get a hammer candle, by the way, the volume is going to be a green volume, regardless whether the body of the candle is red or not. So to get a hammer candle, we probably need to close somewhere around that dashed line. So around $20,150. The RSI is oversold. And the last time the RSI was this bad was 8th of November 22nd, after FTX crashed. And the prior time the RSI was this bad was in June 18, 22nd. Let's see where the price was, right there. So the last two times the RSI hit this level, we bounced from this low and we moved. Well, the day of the RSI low, we had a closing low and a swing low. We had a swing low of 17.5 and a closing low of 19. And then from there, well, should I use the swing low or the closing low? Let's use the closing low. Let's not cherry pick. From the closing low to closing low, we moved 28% to the upside. The other day this happened, we didn't have a closing low, but we did have a swing low. And they were almost the same. So off that closing low, but the next time we had a new closing low, the RSI gave us divergence. We ended up moving, well, realistically 50% to the upside, extensively 60% to the upside, but we did get a little scare about 2 weeks later. So keep that in mind. So if we project this and we assume we're going to have a new closing low, not low, but low, what are we looking at? Well, we're looking at least 25% up based on the last two, but I don't like that. This is my least likely target. Just like the $21,500 area was my least likely support. My least likely resistance is the area between 24,000 and 25,000. That is where Bitcoin is least likely to reverse. What are my high probability areas for a rebound? Well, that would be the 50-period moving average, a rebound back to $22,500 and that area. So somewhere between 21.5 and 22.5 is my most likely area of resistance if we don't start a full-blown bull market. If we do make it all the way back to 24,000, I would expect us to break out with a vengeance and hit $30,000 without a problem. Here's the most important part. Again, we're going back to the funding rate. The funding rate is once again continuing to consolidate. We've never seen a bear market last this long and this extensively. The RSI I already covered. Oops. The MACD looks like a complete and utter disaster. It's probably the worst looking indicator out of all of the indicators. The CMF also looks like a complete and utter disaster. So the daily chart looks very, very ugly. Very ugly. But there's hope with the RSI being oversold because last couple of times it rallied us super nicely. Oh, do you think banks are buying Bitcoin? No. Easiest question I got this year. No. Guys, you have to understand that banks can't buy Bitcoin. That's not the function of a bank. A bank is not capable of buying Bitcoin. A bank can only hold assets on behalf of their customers. Like a bank does hold some of its own assets, but they're super regulated. And those assets ain't going to be Bitcoin. They're not going to be anything risky. It's going to be like short-term treasuries. A bank can't even like hold stocks. Like that's not the function of a bank. My view has not changed. The 16,000 low is not in danger. This is not in danger yet. We are at very critical support. I've always had the possibility of dropping to 20,000 and 19 and change for short periods of time. That was always a high probability possibility. And it does not endanger the $16,000 low, the $15,500 low. This is not yet in danger. This only becomes endangered if we are sitting here at, let's say, 18.5 or lower. Then it endangers 15.5. Well, it's contagion, right? Sharks are smelling the blood. Silvergate goes down. What's the next friendliest Bitcoin bank? And that's Silvergate. But if Silvergate's solvent, that's going to be a nice pickup of the stock. I have no idea if they're solvent. I try not to recommend any Bitcoin wallets or Bitcoin software because I don't have the technological capability to verify their code. I'll tell you which one I don't like. I don't like Ledger because I don't find it very user-friendly. And Cold Card has the best reputation for having the best security. And Trezor is somewhere in between. Super user-friendly, not considered as secure as Cold Card. But not as secure as Relative, right? Like the vault at, let's assume there's gold in Fort Knox. If there is gold in Fort Knox, let's not go down that rabbit hole. But if there is gold in Fort Knox, I'm sure that safe is a little bit more protected and more secure than, say, the safe at your local bank. Which is still pretty secure. I think Ledger is the least readily available user-friendly wallet on the market. Also, don't forget to check out Jade from Blockstream. We gave everybody a Jade at Unconfiscatable last year. Maybe they'll sponsor us again, and we'll give everybody a Jade. A Jade is a hardware wallet from Blockstream. Okay, let's move on. Guys, if you want to know about hardware wallets, please go to, let me open YouTube here. Oh, Financial Summit. I'm just going here to open YouTube. The Financial Summit is coming to the UAE. Follow our YouTube channel because we're about to publish some cool videos from the last event. So these are our promo videos. We have testimonial videos. So please subscribe to us on YouTube. We're really trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. There are things we can do with 1,000 subscribers that we can't do with less than 1,000 subscribers. So please go to BTC sessions. Where is he? There he is, BTC sessions. If you want to know about hardware wallets, this is the YouTube channel. This is it. Like, don't ask me. By the way, Ben Sessions will be at Unconfiscatable. You can ask him in person. Come to Unconfiscatable. So if you want to know hardware wallets, he's got a playlist. Somewhere. Bitcoin tutorials here. Bitcoin mobile wallets, Lightning wallets, hardware wallets right there. There's a whole playlist where he analyzes every single wallet. This is what you need. This is who you need to be asking, or just watch his videos, not me. Yeah, so come join us at Unconfiscatable and meet Ben Sessions. He's here somewhere. There he is, holding a bunch of wallets in his hand. We're also going to have William Kassarin, one of the big developers making Nostr possible. I know, I'm still not on Nostr, guys. I'll get there. It's going to be an amazing conference. Come down to Vegas. Short-term chart. A 4-hour, I don't like it anymore. I liked it last night off the MRI. Right now, not so much. 1 hour, is that useful? Not really. Agartha, there's no way Ledger is the most user-friendly. There's no way. I've had a bunch of ledgers because, you know, you pick them up, you get gifts, you get whatever. And I gave a couple to some friends and family. And I'm like, yeah, I'll stop by. We'll set it up. It'll be easy. And like 2 hours later, I was embarrassed for the Bitcoin industry. Because it took me hours to set up a ledger for somebody. With the Trezor, it takes 5 minutes. But with the ledger, it took me over an hour. And that was so embarrassing and frustrating. I never wanted to set up a ledger ever again. All I can tell you guys is do not update any firmware on any wallet with Bitcoin on it. I think the chances that it will erase your entire wallet are close to 50%. And that applies to every wallet, whether it's a Trezor, whether it's a Ledger. Never tried it with Jade. I would never, ever, ever update any software on any wallet with Bitcoin on it. You take the Bitcoin off the wallet, you move it to another wallet. It could be the same wallet. Then you update the software. Then you move the Bitcoin back. That's my advice. Or you better have those 12 words or 24 words ready to go, and you better verify them beforehand. Because the amount of stories that I've heard of wallets just being factory reset upon updating the firmware, it's like, imagine there was a 50% chance of you losing all your data on your laptop whenever you did a Microsoft update. Only this is a little more important because it's your money and your savings. You see, my concern with all other wallets, yeah, Bernoulli, saying the last time he used the ledger, it forced him to update the firmware before he can use it. Yeah, and this is why I don't use the ledger. This is why I don't use a ledger. So look, BTC, GBTC dropped big time today, but look at the premium or discount, stayed fine. Yeah, Bernoulli, I agree. Verifying the seed by restoring on a new device. So here's my advice, right? You have a Trezor. You have another Trezor next to it. One of them has your coins. The other one is brand new. Okay. The one that has the coins, you need to update firmware. You take the one that is brand new, you set it up from scratch, you put the latest firmware on it, and then you can use your seed phrases to move the coins from this device to another device. By the way, you can use the seed phrase from your ledger to move the coins onto the Trezor. And by the way, the coins aren't actually on the device. They're just signing devices, okay? So if you want to test your seed phrase, use it to load your Bitcoin on a brand new updated firmware ledger, Trezor. Then you are safe to go ahead and update the firmware on the older Trezor that it just came from. Okay, now you can update the firmware on it. But now stick to using this one. And then when this one notifies you, hey, maybe you should update your firmware, you then do the opposite. You wipe this Trezor device clean, you update the firmware on your second Trezor, and then you can test your seed phrase once again and access your coins from the old Trezor, which is now the latest software Trezor. Now you are safe to update the firmware on the first one, okay? That prevents you from having a heart attack. That and something else you shouldn't have done will also prevent you from having a heart attack, but I can't say the other thing. So this Trezor testing will prevent you from having a heart attack. Okay. Oil. Well, we wait and see on oil. Nothing to say on natural gas. Nothing to say on gold, but I hope silver goes up $3 today. Guys, I'm only selling like a third of my silver. I still have way too much. This is bad. This is really bad. But we have to look at a weekly chart, not a monthly chart. The stock market needs to rebound today. I think it can. Stock market is moving, so it is already moving. Let me see. I do want to join spaces today. So much to talk about with GBTC and now Ethereum. I don't understand. Everyone is saying that the New York Attorney General has called Ethereum a security. I don't think they said that. I need to talk to some lawyers. We need to do a law show. I know everyone is screaming that Ethereum is a security, and now the Ethereum people are screaming they're not a security. I think everyone is overreacting here. This is bad. This is just bad. This is good, but we need a rally. I think the market will reverse at 10 a.m. I really want to be here like at 10 a.m. I think it's going to reverse at 10 a.m. The job numbers came in. And the job numbers, let me see here. Non-farm private payroll. Unemployment rate. So unemployment rate ticked up Here's what's weird. Unemployment rate ticked up, and apparently that's good news. The people have been brainwashed so much that somehow higher unemployment is what we need in order to take inflation down. This is the most 1984 double think I've ever seen. This is nuts. Okay? Too much employment is apparently bad for the economy. It is completely crazy, completely ass backwards. So with unemployment rising, everyone should be happy because now the Fed may not raise rates as quickly. Yeah, good news is bad news, exactly. And bad news is good news. Now, the non-farm payroll came in. Whoa, this is not even close. So initial claims came in higher. So more people went unemployed. And non-farm payroll went higher, so more people got employed. How many illegal aliens crossed into the country in the last month? I wonder, because according to this, it was at least, so what do we got here? Let's do the math. Live math on air. So 13, this is in the thousands, right? 211,000. So 13,000 extra people filed for unemployment, and yet 106,000 extra people got a job, and an additional 60,000 people got a private job. Non-farm payroll, non-farm private. Oh, okay, no, that's combined. Okay. So what do we got here? 106,000 plus 13,000. So what? 115,000 unaccounted for people have somehow made it into the country and either taken up unemployment or employment. I mean, this is insane, right? Like how is the initial claims rising while more people are finding work? This is hilarious, right? And how are you off by this much? Prior was 504,000. Okay, let's look at Bitfarms. Eyeing the stock carefully. I'm not going to buy on a Friday. I'm not going to buy on a red star daily candle. We are at support, but I'm not buying on a Friday, and I'm not buying in this structure because the structure on a daily scale looks bad. On a weekly scale, it actually looks worse. So there is a chance we can close this gap, something I did not think would happen. Interesting. Very interesting. Somebody wanted me to look at another mining stock. What was that stock? Shit. This is all the way to the beginning of the live chat. Let me see. What was that stock? Oh, silence is terrible. I don't know. Hopefully someone will put it in the comments. Let's look at FX rates. I should look at Silvergate Bank, though. Clean Spark, thank you. Yeah, the discount is only 35% now. not 45. The dollar, as you guys know, I am bullish on the US dollar. Nothing has changed. I am bearish on the euro. Nothing has changed. I am bullish on the Russian ruble, though the picture has changed. It doesn't look good. I'm still waiting for the devaluation of Ukrainian hryvnia. I mean, as long as the US keeps paying for their government and keeps the currency stable, but once the US pivots to China and starts the next proxy war over in Taiwan, this thing will just implode, unfortunately. This is what I've been eyeing for geopolitics. The moment the Russian ruble is stronger than the Ukrainian currency, that's when the tide completely turns. That's when the economic tide turns. The military tide could turn, at a different time period. But this is the economic, that's the economic breaking point. And I explained why that is. So it's something Ukraine has to avoid completely. Ukraine absolutely must avoid breaking this line. Once it breaks this line, it's over. But I haven't talked about this in probably 3 months. Like you have no idea how important this line is. The 1.0 line. And that's because any Ukrainian, let's say, employee, especially a government employee, that earns his salary in local currency, if the Russian ruble is stronger, and because it breaks the parity with the Ukrainian currency, Russia can just offer that person, we can pay you in rubles instead of your local currency. And if that currency is stronger and that currency buys that person more, you'd be surprised how many people will choose economic security over, political ideology or religious ideology, or you'd be surprised. I know some people will not, but you'd be surprised how many will. And as an example of that, it just crossed my Twitter, something I've been saying for a long time, while very respected economists and geopolitic commentators have been saying the complete opposite. I'm just looking for that tweet. Iran is about to make a major economic treaty with Saudi Arabia, two absolutely religiously separated countries. Two countries where some people say are going to go to war with each other. They're going to destroy each other. And here we are, Iran is making oil deals with Saudi, okay? And this goes to show you that economic prosperity and economic security is more important than historical hatred, whether it's religious hatred, whether it's, atrocity from past wars. Everything could be, not for everyone, right? Like, we're not talking absolutes, but 80% of the people will forgive and forget old, 1,000-year-old or 100-year-old beef for economic prosperity. This is how Germans and Russians were able to get along until recently. Talk about two countries that, after World War II, so the economic breaking point for Ukraine comes here. because then Russia is going to offer certain provinces and certain regions of Ukraine to convert their salary into rubles, and those rubles will buy them, well, they'll convert to more dollars. And suddenly, a big chunk of Ukraine is very interested in economic prosperity. Okay, another really important chart. And look at that. So within a matter of 1 week, in 1 week, we went from 80% 25 basis points to 80% 50 basis points. And now we're back to almost 80% 25 basis points. This should rally the market. And here comes the 10 a.m. reversal. So we're going to go there in a minute. Someone wanted me to look at Silvergate. It should be down to $2. Still 3. And what was the other bank? SV, Silicon Valley Bank? No. Silver Bull Reserve. Is it this? Yeah, SVB. Is that it? Let's see. Oh yeah, that's it. What the hell happened here? They like, oh, I don't want to say certain words. Who'd they poison? What the hell happened? Yeah, we'll look at signature. What the hell happened here? SVB Financial Group and talks to sell itself. It's like a shitcoin. It's selling itself. How many shitcoin? Who was it that sold their decentralized network to Tron? Like, who remembers that? Oh, I think it was Steemit. The decentralized Steemit network sold itself to, I think, what's his name? Who's the Tron guy? I mean, usually when you sell a company, your stock price goes up because the bid is usually higher than your current stock price. Wow. I don't even know what this bank does. Oh, they're illiquid. They're looking for capital. There you go. So when you click more news, what happens? The thing goes away? Good job, TradingView. Good job. And the other bank is Signature. Not it? No, that's not it. That's like Malaysia. Yeah, contagion setting in on banks related to crypto. Well, Signature is a very old bank. Very old bank. I think they'll survive. Bad looking chart, but at least it's not below its IPO price. Justin Sun, thank you. Backed almost at $1. Oh wow, I forgot all about Backed. That was such a silly ETF. I never took this thing seriously. All right, it's 10 a.m. I need to go look at the S&P. Come on, hurry up. Oh, good Lord. Stay away from this. And what was the other thing we're gonna check? Like, there's no point of looking at other minors. They're all pretty much the same. What was I was gonna look at one more thing. I forgot what it was already. Shoot. Someone is laughing economic prosperity under Russia. Well, it's relative, right? It's relative. Economic prosperity under Russia may be funny to you, but it's better than getting your building blown up by a rocket, isn't it? So it's all relative. Is it economic prosperity compared to, say, the United States? No, right? So it's all relative. Is it better than a war? Yes, it is. It's economic prosperity compared to the alternative. Also, the moment the US pulls out of backing Ukraine, their currency just collapses. Their economy would collapse. The United States is paying every dollar of every government salary. Where's Ukraine getting money to pay their government employees? Like, where is that money coming from? It's coming from the United States. Like 80% US and 20% like Europe. And Ukraine doesn't even want Bitcoin donations anymore, you know? So, yeah, you got to take the US out of it, right? If the US is not backing Ukraine, there is no economy in Ukraine. The only hope they would have is at that point, because once the US backs out of Ukraine, that's it. Ukraine collapses. Russia takes over. So they can do it violently with tanks, or they can do it peacefully by absorbing the country and paying everybody in rubles. So it's a relative term of economic prosperity. It's relative to your situation. Let's go with chart. Let's see how the 10 a.m. reversal went. It is 10:04. We have a 1-minute chart. And we started reversing a little early. A little bit early. Started reversing at 9:48. I'll take it on a 5-minute scale. Like, I would look at 10-minute charts, and the 10 a.m. candle, the 9:50 candle, started reversing. So 5-minute chart is usually where I activated trades. So I probably would have taken the trade somewhere on this 9:55 candle. Somewhere on that candle, I would have taken the bullish trade, and I would be sitting in this bullish trade right now. And I am expecting the market to reverse because of the terrible unemployment numbers. Again, unemployment is rising, so that's good news for the economy. We're living in 1984. CLSK. Hey guys, I want to get to spaces because like so much shit's been happening. I want to go chat. Yeah, this looks bad. Clear Sparks. Is this another Bitcoin miner? I need to have a whole section on Bitcoin miners. Hey, Bernoulli, you're in the you know mining. Can you send me a list of every publicly traded Bitcoin miner and every publicly traded like Bitcoin mining accessory company like Canaan, for example, like that makes shit that miners need, like miners or whatever, electricity grids. Like maybe a company that builds mining containers, miners themselves and critical miner infrastructure, not like GE or something like oh, PAC, shit. Okay, we're done with this, guys. Unconfiscatable Financial Summit. Please follow us on social media. These events are going to be amazing. Okay, I'm going to open a PAC real quick. I need that Tone Vays card. I really do. I got 4 PACs left. 4 right here. We're going to randomly pick a PAC out of my last 4. And we're saving the other 3 for next week. Maybe tomorrow I'll do one. Because everyone keeps asking me, Tone, I want to trade, but I can't trade with anyone until I know exactly what I got. This is it. I don't have any more PACs in the house. I also don't actually have a house. I finally sold the condo. I need to get back to Panama. Crap. Which side is up? This side. Okay. Let's go. Economics card. Oh, I haven't gotten this one in a while. Bull markets. Oh, yeah. Haven't gotten this one in a while. Education card. Got a bunch of these, and I even have 4 of the rare versions of that card. Fold card. Centralization. Wow, we haven't gotten this in the last pair of PACs, but it's back. It's back. Creature from Jekyll Island, also back. Feel like I've opened this pack before. Dollar cost average. You should definitely be doing this right now at sub to 20,000. The Fed card. Got this one again, multiple PACs in a row. Monetary history. I got this in the last pack last night. Influencers card. We got Gandhi here. We got Hal. Got a bunch of people. Looks like Thomas Jefferson. And finally, the last card is... oh, it's another blue card. It's a rare 1 of 1,000 card. It's unalienable rights. And we are still on the hunt. I know that one of these packs is holding. Cards are evenly distributed. This box only had one of 100 cards. Just one, the How. So one of these 3 packs does hold another rare card. 1 of 100 or 1 of 1. It has to come in one of these packs. I am very, very confident. And hopefully it's either the Tone Vays card or the Cypherpunk card. All right, guys. Thank you all for watching. Come join us in Swan Spaces. And there's going to be a Spaces this weekend from Financial Summit as well. Bye, guys. Something about an oil question. We'll talk about oil next time. Later, guys. Am I still live? Why am I still live? I don't have a million tabs open anymore. Why can't Zoom stop my stream?